Folks, it's Thursday, and here's the verse. 1 Corinthians 2:9 says this, but as it's written, you're going to love this, But as it's written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which God hath prepared for those that love Him. Just yesterday, a couple of days ago, I was over at a young man's house. He's building a house, and he's had the foundation poured, and he had the foundation poured with concrete rather than laying it with block or anything, but wanted to put some brick around it and everything. So I got to looking at that and everything, and I said, man, well, what do you do? He's an electrical engineer, so he kind of designs some electrical systems and things for a company and such. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was looking at his plan. I mean, he had tons of concrete and this stuff. I mean, it was literal tons, but I mean, it was a lot of concrete, big foundation, and everything. I said, I guess you're ready to see finally, what you've planned. It's kind of his plan that he wanted to build and how he wanted to build it. And so I was watching that. I was like, my goodness, I said, man, it must be neat to finally see what you've been dreaming up come up out of the ground. He said, oh, yeah. And I got to tell him about the story of Walt Disney. Walt Disney had built Disney World over in California. I may have the lands and worlds mixed up. I think Disneyland over in California and huge in there and they're all. But here's the thing. He had built the one in California, and he was over in Florida. He was building one in Florida. And he passed away before he finished the one in Florida. And here's what someone asked Mrs. Disney. They said, would Walt? It would have been really nice if Walt could have seen this, wouldn't it? And she said, I'm not sure what you mean. He's already seen it. He's already seen it. See, what she meant by that was he already had it here. See, when you go into something and you say, okay, I'm going to build this, all right? What you need to understand is it needs to be here. You need to have already built it before you start building it. You need to have already started building it. You need to see how it's finished. You need to be able to see how your product looks before you even get done. And here's the thing, that's what Disney had done. And before he even finished Disney World in Florida, he had already seen every single bit of it right here. It's a dream that he had. God, we're using him to create this great place or whatever. The creativity he gave him, and I don't know if Walt ever was a believer, but I know he used the creative gifts that God gave him, and he certainly pushed hard to see that dream come a reality. But even Disney, look at this. Even Disney could not have thought up what God has available for those that love Him. Think about that for a minute. As innovative and creative as Walt Disney was, he couldn't even dream up anything as good as what God has ready for us. It said, eye hath not seen. That means you haven't seen. It doesn't matter what you've seen out there. Well, I've seen the greatest waterfalls in the world. I've seen stars in the heavens. I've seen the sunsets and the sunrises. And man, all of us trying to get the best picture of that sunrise, or that sunset. It's so hard on our phone, but then the great photographers can use their cameras to catch it, that scene and everything. But your eyes have not seen anything like what God is preparing for those who love Him. That excites me, but that ain't the end of it. An ear hath not heard. Man, at Mountain View, we got so many good singers. It's amazing. It's so good. The drive-in church that's going to happen, that happened this past week, and the church service we're going to have this coming week. I look at that and I say to myself, my goodness, these singers we got out here, man, they make it worth coming. And then the words preached, it is something else. And Keith Johnson will get to singing, man, and his voice is so incredible. And people are so excited. All of our other singers that are so talented, and God's given them all this talent. Some of the songs I'm listening to now that I'm excited about and listen to over and over and wear them slap out, all of them, I'm listening to them and I'm like, my goodness, but you know what? But you want to know something? Oh my goodness. You ain't heard nothing like what God's preparing for those who love Him. You haven't seen anything. You haven't heard anything like what God's preparing for you. You talk about a choir. You know, Keith will sit here week after week and put songs together and in his mind put people together to sing certain songs and then get them together and create all that. But it doesn't matter, folks. Nothing's ever going to pay. Listen, I love the music, and I'm going to listen to it here and on this side, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. But what I got to look forward to is this, and that is God is preparing something for me and you. And ear has never heard. There's not a single ear other than Jesus himself who has heard what is being prepared for us. Oh my goodness, but it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. It says, but as it's written, eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither has entered into the heart of man. What? Now, wait a second. I know that in these days we've got Jeff Bezos with Amazon. I mean, think of that thing. I mean, he's thought of nearly everything, right? And now he has hundreds and thousands of people who are working for him, who are helping him think of everything. Elon Musk, the same thing. These young cats, you know, they're trying to, SpaceX program and all these different things like that. I'm telling you, their ideas are amazing and their innovations are amazing and inventions and I mean all these different things that they're doing are incredible. But what it says is this never even entered into the heart of man. Never, ever, ever. How good it's going to be. The things that God is preparing for his people, the things he's preparing for his people will blow your mind. Blow your mind. Look, there's not an eye that's seen, there's not an ear that's heard, and there's not entered into the heart of men, no matter how innovative. No Steve Jobs, none of the men and women across this land who are inventing tons and tons of things. Nothing has ever entered their heart as fabulous as what God is preparing for those who love him. It is going to be knock your socks off. It's going to be incredible, and I'm looking forward to it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.